Okay, one more time. Every time I try to do this video, I swear, my phone has lost more time, and it cuts me off. Anyways, I at first intended to make two messages, one for Casey and one for the initial commenter in question who kind of presented me with this opportunity to present myself, essentially. However, I realize, it comes to my attention, I realize that combining those two sentiments into one video would likely result in a somewhat volatile concoction. So I'm going to save the response directly to the commenter for the next video. However, this initial presentation is for the commenter precisely, and particularly, and for everybody, obviously. The spotters challenge that I initially put into play, I never really mentioned it at first. I just kind of presented objects of interest and values in the general environment in my videos, and I expected people to have a response to it, to read the values in play and tell me what they meant, because I expected people to just kind of see them. To explain myself to some degree and to give you, this short explanation combined with the information that I gave you in the previous video, the initial stating the obvious video expressing, myself in general, my personality, gives you all the information you need, equips you with everything you require to read the message that I'm presenting here. Now, I initially presented the Spotters Challenge just openly, without regard, because coming up as I did, with the combination of the drugs that I was prescribed as a child by therapists that kind of clipped me intellectually or psychologically, and the abuses that I suffered as a child that kind of limited me emotionally, I was largely isolated. I didn't really have any friends or family or outlets or anything. I didn't have any connection to the world at all. So I actually didn't mature at all in any social way until I came into my training in this field as a spotter. And so, the people that largely I made connections with my closest friends, the people that I trained with, and the people who trained me. So for me, coming up, the understanding that we are in a cosmological situation, that from the very finest, subtlest concepts that make up the construct of eternity, through biology, through species, through planets and galaxies and universes, even outward to the edges of everything, the alpha and the omega, that these are all microcosms and macrocosms of one single entity. This understanding that we are all part of the same soul, the same living organism, one creature that is split into pieces. This has always been common sense to me, and it's been a shared common sense amongst everybody, aside from my parents, whom I later taught it to, and they got it pretty quickly and easily. So this has been just common sense understanding to me. That's the perspective I'm coming from. That's why it might be difficult for some people to grasp it, because it doesn't seem like a lot of you actually believe what you claim to understand, or understand what you claim to believe. But yes, there is a presence, a living presence in the world that is communicating with you. And this has always happened to me. If you challenge it, even the most hardcore atheists, if you step out of your shell, because, I'm going to explain to you at some point that you are in fact just hiding, really, and I'm going to explain to you why you're hiding. At what point you're going to be forced kind of to step into the light for a moment and do some actual self-examination and real life experimentation. At what point, if you challenge synchronicity in the world, it will prove itself to you repeatedly, and you'll be left with nothing but evidence to the contrary of your current understanding, which is not really any understanding at all. You don't believe anything. You take somebody else's word for things that are largely not understood yet, but that's not the point. Anyway, the point is that I am presenting the Spotters Challenge. It's all neatly packaged right here. You now have all the information you require to read this precisely. You know everything about me that needs to be known to tell me what this message is. I'm going to give you the hint that's needed is that this is all, this seemingly jumbled mass of junk and stuffs, all of these values are presenting together one message. Now, if you can present the will to step up to the challenge, the presence of character to step up to the challenge, and post a comment as to your determination of what you think that message is, if you even just have the will to do that, that's good enough. That qualifies you alone. But if you actually get it, Casey, you're kind of exempt from this because I actually handed you the answer in our last communication via Twitter. But it will still be very impressive if you go ahead and present an answer in the comments. But whomever, most especially the initial commenter, that can tell me what this message is in the comments, that will effectively cause for me to assess you as being qualified to assess my qualifications as a director. If you cannot do that, or I mean, at the very least, if you cannot muster the will to try, I really have no reason to conceive of any measure by which you would go about judging my judgments, because obviously you don't even have eyes in your head. So, I mean, show me that you can see something. Show me you can see what's happening here, and then, we'll work further. I do want you to know that I respect your criticisms, and I didn't take it as a disrespect at all. I understand that you stated you were being respectful. I get that. I appreciate it hugely. However, I am going to come across as being kind of an asshole to you in the near future, in the next video. We'll get to you in the next video. This one's for Casey, though. I just wanted to make sure, Casey, that you understand that when you first voiced a concern for us, that you didn't want your family to be in any kind of danger, the people that we were dealing with at the time, we actually recovered the people that had been causing troubles, or that were at cause for the troubles, most especially our resident chemist, who, I have to say, Casey, you've stepped up and you've taken the lead, and you've done a hell of a job at it. You've started directing on your own, and you're taking responsibility for this endeavor, owning the project, and you're doing a great fucking job. You're kicking ass. I'm really impressed. I'm really proud of it. It's exceptional that you're doing that, and I want you to keep at it. But most especially in the near future, our resident chemist has returned, and she is so intellectually superior to me, you could say, at least insofar as vocabulary and education is concerned. And the factor that our terminology doesn't quite line up. We come from two differing perspectives. She comes from the biological, I come from the intellectual perspectives, and so we have to kind of coordinate our terminology. It's difficult for us to communicate in that way, and she moves a lot really fast, and she's so just well educated and insightful that when I'm communicating with her, it's very difficult for me to keep up with everyone else. So I am going to need you to step up when you can, Casey. I understand that you got to put your family in that first. You're a parent first and foremost, and that's both that's respected and commended. But when you do have time, put it into this. You're going to start to find that you're going to, when you are directing and influencing people, you're going to gain time, you're going to gain momentum, you're going to start picking up knacks for collecting moments here and there, and then accumulating extra time, and you're going to start figuring ways that you can influence many people at once, and spread out your direction so that it hits like a bomb and it affects many different areas at once, and just essentially you're going to start to intuitively figure out how to save time. At the same time, the world will provide you, it will equip you with everything that you need to give to the other team members, and they already know largely what they're supposed to be doing. You just need to when the world gives you synchronicities, when the world shows you little leads to give to them, all you have to do is act on it. The key to moving fastest is the ability to go from motivation to active influence as quickly as is possible. Don't put yourself down. Don't hold yourself back. Take action. And you're gonna learn how to kind of stretch and warp time literally, and that's gonna be a strange phenomenon for you, but you're going to be able to make use of that in your family life as well, and things are going to become a lot smoother and easier, and you're going to gain momentum and energy, and you're just going to feel really good about the whole thing, I promise you. But the more that you put into this, the more you're going to get out of it exponentially. However, I did want to speak to the factor that there were at one point a few people who were stupid enough to kind of like threaten us. They're gone. They're completely eliminated. The people that remain, that kind of think they stand against us for some reason, they're spotters for the most part, so they have enough respect not to do disrespectful things and try to harm people at random. That's not going to happen. If anybody ever shows up that is like a danger to any of us, I will take care of them immediately. Don't worry about that, and I will protect you guys personally. But at the same time, the forces that I spoke of in the last video, in the initial video, when I said there were forces working against us, kind of karmic forces, this is because of potentially gigantic mistakes that I made, rules that I broke that, essentially kind of put things out of balance, and there's a backlash kind of feedback balancing effect. And these are some of the greater, more heavy hitters in the game, but they're not the ultimate overall, God entity, which I use the term God. If you don't like it, people disagree with that, when I talk to myself and when the world speaks to me via synchronicity and such, and the laws of attraction, that's what I consider to be God, this overall soul that we all share, these communications that the world gives you. And this God figure itself has attempted to convince me on several occasions to drop the term and the ideology altogether. However, I do not want to. I do not believe that the term God is too broken to be fixed. I believe we can repair it, and I intend to try. The term God, the God concept, does not belong to religion. Modern religion did not create it. They stole it. It's stolen property. It came from our traditions, our elder traditions, and it's a construct that we created with great purpose that's very useful. And it's a necessary, it's the battery for the machine that we're building, which is essentially, we are putting all the torn wiring and broken mechanics from all the elder traditions together to create a functioning machine here, a working device for our resource technology, something that we can all understand and make use of together, that allows for us to make use of our, Kamuyasi Siari, the power of heaven, the power of pure creation, our ability to manifest creation, which, Casey, you started syncing up with me so closely that you actually made a comment, a little article about our ability to manifest, and then I commented in there that we would have a great deal of trouble manifesting things along the lines of like great degrees of wealth or excellent job opportunities, just material wealth things. That's because of this karmic force is going to be holding us back. Anything really that plays into societal laws or the laws of man, so to speak, or worldly issues, material issues, we're the meat. It's all a part of the story. It's been playing out over and over again forever and ever. All of this has happened before. All of this will happen again. These forces are going to be working against us until we have, and there's a part of you that knows why this is happening, and I'm going to venture to guess that this is likely why many of you fail to follow through with the commitments that you've chosen to accept. I highly recommend that you stop doing that and do follow through with everything that you can, because you're going to notice that every time you do, it saves us more time, and it creates more exposure, and it causes for cascades of events to occur that, Casey, you're going to start to pick up on these things. You're going to start to get an intuitive feeling for it. And once you start to see the values in play and you understand the why of things, the reasons behind things that are presented to you and what you present and what happens as a reaction, the feedback you get, then you're going to start to have an intuitive sense for constructing and coordinating synchronicities. And you've effectively taken the role of director, or at the very least you're an acting operator at the moment. So you've taken it upon yourself to take that responsibility. I highly suggest that you make use of it, because it's going to empower you. It is not a responsibility in the sense that it's a burden. It's a responsibility in the sense that it is a power that you have at your disposal. And making use of it will strengthen it like any other muscle, and you're going to just intuitively know how to do this. It's going to come to you, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to teach you how to do a lot of cool shit. It's going to help you along the way. And once the initiative has established itself, once we've tipped the scales, hit a critical mass, and established ourselves in the community as being what we truly are, when we can manage to coordinate, be consistent, be spectacularly predictable, and people know that we're loyal and trustworthy, and they understand that there's a network forming here, that it's real, and that we're working towards it, that we're going to put an effort towards it together, then these forces that are working against us will actually turn around and begin to work for us. And watch that happen. However, you are an operative. Again, if you maintain protocol, do not harm anybody unless you're protecting yourself or others. Do not lie unless it's in defense of yourself or others. Do not cause divisions unless it's in defense of yourself or others. If you maintain those rules, watch, even in your darkest moments, when things seem the worst, when these karmic forces pull you down in the very deepest ruts and the whole world seems to be acting against you, watch, the world will step in and pull you out. It will save your ass every time. Something will step in to save you. My life has been saved, literally, on many different occasions. I've been beyond the brink. I've been dead, and it's pulled me back. And it will save your ass. I've been in extremities. I've put myself through pretty extreme conditions. I'll get into explaining that a little further in the next video. But, you guys aren't going to have to go through the shit that I have. I've done what I've done to qualify myself for playing this role, to make sure that I'm prepared to take care of whatever is necessary to make sure you guys are already taken care of. I've gone ahead and made sure that I've taken the brunt of any damages that may incur. So, there's nothing to be afraid of. You're not ever going to be in any trouble. The more that you do this, the better it's going to get. And you're gonna love it. So take advantage of that, Casey, and keep kicking ass. You're doing so fucking well. I'm extremely impressed with you. I'm so proud of what's going on, and that's all I want to say at this point, because I want to actually finish this video. I've been trying this for a long while. I'm sorry I'm so late with it, but Spotter's Challenge, especially for the commenter guy, give me that answer. Give me that answer. And you're in play. You're operative. Until then, you kind of trolled me. I understand you were trying to be respectful and helpful, and you were, in a sense. You offered me a great opportunity, but, you really fucked up in what you said, and really why you said it. And I don't think you know that you did that, or even how you did that. I'm going to explain that to you. Anyways, Casey, keep up the fucking good work. You're doing awesome. Everybody else, feel free to step up and take as much responsibility as you feel you're capable of handling. Manage. Bust ass. Every one of you are directors in your own right. Every one of you own this project. Casey, what I want for you to do is comment in this video exactly what it is that you don't want to be. You mentioned that there were certain things you didn't want to be involved with or didn't want to have representing you. This project belongs to you. So I need for you to tell me now exactly what it is that you disagree with, what you want to negotiate in or out of play here, how you want me to be representing your initiative, how you want your initiative to be representing you. I need you to give me that information, and let's get this fucking thing going. Let's kick this off. Fireworks out of the box, baby. Put the balls in play. Let's get with it here. So that's it for now. Love you guys, every one of you. You're all kicking ass. You're all doing exceptionally well. Everything's going very, very well. I'm ecstatic about everything. I'm just really tired. But Casey, you're and I expected this to happen with you, so I'm very happy it is. I hope you stick with it. Don't give up. Just fucking don't give up, guys. That's it. That's all. That's all that's necessary. Don't fucking quit. Don't run away. There is, you don't need to be preaching anything. You don't have any beliefs. None of that is necessary. All you need to do is do what you can to assist, help all of us help each other, and just be together. That's all. And do not give up on this network and this project. Anything that you don't want to be a part of, you don't have to. Anything that you do want to be a part of, you need to pick up the will to get up and fucking do it. And fast. Move fast. And don't give up. That's all. I love you guys. Keelah Salai. Taerve Siari. Namasté.